Okay, guys, what a day in Euro USD. We went up over 270 points from the setup I gave at 355 into my last video on April 11th setups. I said if we reclaimed a certain level, it would be present a great long potentially. And from there, from 1.12, we went over 270 points to almost 1.15. Let's see how we got there. But before that, let's do a quick update again, just so everyone understands what I'm looking at and why we are continuing to go up. This pink line is the resistance of a macro bull flag that I have been tracking for over 2 years. We hit it on beginning of March. We consolidated around it, above it mainly, with a few traps below before taking off almost directly from that level to create the new highs nearly 400 points above. Then we have this more of a recent bull flag since that March blow off top where we consolidated that covered all the consolidation that tested nearly exact before taking off, and that resulted in the last push off. As you can see, it took off. It came back to test it once, two, three, four, 5 times before actually taking off of the resistance turned into support of the bull flag from March. Now, moving forward, on my last video, I'm going to zoom in a little bit from 4 hour to 1 hour, and let me make sure this looks clear to you guys so you can see all the action I'm speaking about. I mentioned in the last video that I adjusted what was the bull flag that I was watching for most of April right here, and that we have to be open-minded with bull flags. They adjust, they change, they expand in the range that we're in, and I suggested that this would be the new resistance, that the previous resistance would now be the middle of the channel, the middle of the bull flag, and the support will still remain the same. I wanted us to pull back from this bull flag that I was drawing so that we could get some more setups before taking off. However, I also mentioned that you can't control price action, you can only react to it. And price action did not want to listen to me. So we took off from my entry around 1.12 all the way up to almost 1.15. Let's now go into a 15-minute chart and let's talk about how we got there. So first things first, if you look at my last video, specifically at around 3.5 minutes into it, I clearly stated that the few options I was looking for was a reclaim of this level, or a failed breakdown and a tag, or even a dip in recovery of this level, and ideally a failed breakdown of this low and this low while tagging this level, maybe even all the way down to here. Those would have been some good setups to give us more entries and get more points before taking off. However, price action did not want to listen, and it was way too bullish, as I've been saying for over a month now, and we pushed through at 6 p.m. As I've been saying, setups have been occurring between 3 to 6 p.m. lately a lot. We had a nice powerful candle there. We never back tested the level really, and we took off all the way up. Now, that was the entry right there, and you can see here how a reclaim could work above of this macro blue level, which is just a key point that I find over months and potentially years. You can see we tested it to the tick nearly at 2:30 on Thursday. We tested it again at 7 p.m. We tested it again at 7:30, and we pulled back 3 times, each time coming a little closer. Finally, at 7:45, we got volatility, we got momentum, we got a trigger candle that shows you that, hey, this is the move, and we went right through the level and never touched it again, never looked back. How would you have gone long? You could have probably gone long over this high right here, because you now know from there, 1, 2, 4, 6 was a 20-point candle into that. Would have been a nice place to go long. Your stop loss could have been somewhere here or even here. These are not my ideal setups because you have a lot of chance of failing, but the long was here. You should have gone long here and already sold most of your position and held a runner up here. That just kept going. As you can see, we tested this level here and we pushed off of it. Didn't even bother stopping by here before shooting all the way up exactly to the macro level I had above. Exactly. You can't make this stuff up. Uh, this level was all the way from 2021 to 2022 when the market in the US was in a recession. So, as you can see, when we go down in the market, we go up in Euro USD. I was surprised, even though I know these levels are legit. It even surprises me sometimes when how accurate they can be. So we sold there and boom, sold all the way back down. You can see we had some control selling. We bounced off of this level, which we hadn't touched earlier. We bounced off of this, provided a nice long, got another entry right here. All late night, not really something you want to enter. You want to be entering down there, or want to have a nice failed breakdown of a low. Here we back tested this level again before taking off. Just a lot of choppiness. You don't want to really be entering here. Finally, we got a back test of that breakout zone, the reclaim level, and this is where you could go long. You see price come, it touches, reacts, it bounced from 1246, maybe 4 or 5 points. You can go long. Let's look at 5 minute real quick just so you can see what the action should look like. Notice how we got close to the level and started like trying to get some support, catching support. Some might have gone long here at 2:25 a.m. When they saw the bounce and it held and pushed. That would not have been a terrible entry, but you would have had to had some courage to stay long, maybe set a stop loss down here. But what you want to see is this: set some lows, flush that low, and then reclaim it. Even on a 5 minute, you can see this happening in real time, but if you're still not sure and you're learning or backtesting, 5 minute chart can help you just see it visibly how we finally finding some support down here after selling from 1354 all the way to 1250, 100 points. Eventually something's going to bounce typically unless there's a huge news. So here, like I said, we found some stability. You saw a bounce. Now you want to see the bounce, maybe sell a little bit and trap more people, or start pushing up heavy like 10, 15, 20 points. And then that gives you confirmation to go long as well. Here we clearly back tested it here and then took off for the races. Awesome back test. As you can see, the levels are highly accurate. Let's continue to see how that progressed. We got back up below the macro level, sold through it and sold back down. This is why these levels can be trappy. People are trying to go long at these levels. They know that they're key levels as well. So they're trying to trap as many people as possible before they actually break through. So here, that could have been a trigger for you. At least you know if it goes back up above, it probably could be nice long, and that definitely worked out. Afterwards, we tested it once and then twice, and then we sold. That's how you want to see a level short. Even when you're like trying to catch a short when the market is really heavy, you shouldn't be trying to catch the top. You want some structure. You want to see like price come down. You want to see it bounce, maybe bounce again, and then lose the lows of the bounce. So you see here, you could have shorted technically below here, right here, around 1386 at 545, and that would have been a decent short because you had a bounce where you trap some shorts, trap some longs, trap some shorts, trap some longs, and then you finally sell. Market will always trap before it makes a big move. Then you just have more choppiness, levels respecting what you like to see. You had a failed breakdown right here at 645 of this low. That worked out great. I took that trade myself. I just noticed that we sold from nearly 1474 all the way down to 1330, so over 140 points. We hadn't really got a great bounce yet, so I took it all. Plus this exact tag off this level made me realize I wanted to go for it. Thereafter, we back tested and pushed through the macro level again before selling, clearly consolidating below this level and above this level now. Just want to talk about some other things here real quick. So this level was a reclaim, dip in recovery, and then a reclaim again. Here it was a reclaim, as you can see. So I told one of my mentorees before I went to bed last night that this level was getting basing under it. So if it pushed through with force that it was going to be a reclaim long, and that definitely worked. As you can see, we had a 15-point candle here. You could have gone long right around 1324. That would have been at least 10 points, which is our minimum right up here, and then another like 1520. So from almost 30-point long right there. Obviously that would have fizzled out here, but your back test would have been good. Then you come up, you had another reclaim, the actual reclaim. So if you were awake, you would have made this trade, lost it, but then seen the level push through with force again, and you could have tried going long there again if you wanted. Realistically, it's a little tough, so you would probably wait for the level to come back and test again, which it did, and then you'd go long, because if you go long here, now you're going long at 1320 and your stop loss is all the way here. You could have 70-point stop loss. That's just not going to be ideal for you. And if you have it up here somewhere around here, you're just taking too much of a chance that price could just trap a little bit more before going up. So what you want to do is be patient, and if you have a long like this where you think it's reclaiming a level again, just wait for it to sell back a little bit and react to the bounce, and then make sure the level wants to be there. So then that was the second reclaim. Then you have the dip and recovery right here. There's a direct tag right here that worked out great, but that's a little tougher. So you go for the failed breakdown since you have the low here. Then you have the dip and recovery for sure over here with the failed breakdown combo. That trade works out. And then coming back down, you have you could say a back test as well as a dip and recovery at this level. You wait for it to come, it bounced, tested it again, and then took off. If you look at a 5-minute, you see how it came, tested it, bounced level to level, came back, second test. Now you have some confirmation. You go along here, and that would have worked out well. However, if you missed that, this was also a reclaim. So you can see we came up, triggered the reclaim, sold. You should always wait for a price to go through and come down at some point and then hold it. So this is the first idea that, hey, this could be reclaiming. This triggered it. Now you're looking for a candle to stay above. This one sold back, then started pushing back up. Direct back test at this level again. You go along right here around 3 p.m. and that already has gone for 40 points. I'm currently in a long right there. Some great price action, some good levels respecting. We are super bullish. I'm going to get back to charting some levels and trying to set up what will be an awesome Sunday open and Monday as well. Right now, we are in no man's land. The only thing I would see is a reclaim of the macro level probably, or a sell and a failed breakdown of this zone. Those are the two best setups I can see off the top. The third one would be another dip and reclaim or back test of this breakout zone before continuing back up. So again, the three setups I see, number one probably would be the test and recovery, flush and recovery ideally of this zone area. Secondly will be a failed breakdown of this area and or this one. Otherwise, if we're bullish, then some flagging a little bit before taking off and hitting this level and continuing the rise up.